Acorn Alley was buzzing this weekend as community members gathered to attend the Women's Month market.
Learn all about Earth Month and how you can join in on the events.
A French far-right figure has been banned from running in France's 2027 election. More on these details coming up soon.
Students are protesting the appearance of 3 Israel Defense Force soldiers on campus. All these stories and more as KSTV News starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, Portage County. Thank you so much for joining us on Kent Stater TV News. I'm Nikki Gajeski.
And I'm Claire Duber, filling in for Michael Neenan.
Speaking of Michael Neenan, he is not with us in the studio because he is live at Kent State Student Justice for Palestine Day of Action protest.
The Day of Action is called No Israel Defense Forces on Criminals on Campus. What can you tell us, Michael?
As I'm here at the bottom floor of the Rothskeller, as students prepare to protest the appearance of 3 Israel Defense Force soldiers on campus. The event is known as Triggered the Tour Campus to Campus. I spoke with students supporting Israel President Parker Heller about his views on the protest as well as what he thinks is important about bringing the soldiers onto campus.
Students can go and ask questions. Anybody's welcome to come. Doesn't matter anything. You can, even if you're against them or not, you can come to learn what they went through. They're just going to talk about their experience of leaving college, dropping everything and just going into war, because it's unexpected. They didn't expect this to happen. So they're just going to talk about their experience of going to war. I believe they're allowed to protest. They have a right to express their feelings. We're here. They're allowed to be here. I mean, it's open campus. First Amendment right. You're allowed to protest. Unless they're talking hate speech.
Yes, I am here with Katie Berry, the president of Jewish Voices for Peace. Thank you. So could you tell me a little bit about the protest?
Yeah, so we actually had heard about, the event SSI was doing, and we wanted to kind of do a little counter-protest to that just because with Kent State's history and the recent news coming out of Gaza, as well as the Israeli government shutting down the food and aid that are going in there, we felt it's more important than ever now to come out, speak out, get student voices out, and protest this.
So could you tell me a little bit more about Jewish Voices for Peace?
Yeah, so we are a student organization on campus. I'm the president, and I have a couple other friends that are in it with me. We're here just as basically a non-Zionist or an anti-Zionist Jewish group, and we're here for any of the other Jewish students, Jewish and non-Jewish alike, to just come and be able to, have a place they can go.
All right, well, thank you so much, Katie. For more coverage on all these stories and more, be sure to check the Tuesday Newscast tomorrow at 6 p.m. for more stories on the protest. Reporting for KSTV News, I'm Michael Neenan.
Thanks, Michael. On a happier note, in addition to protests, many events are coming to campus next month.
That's right, we have, in addition to events, there are also campus-wide updates, and to tell us more, we have Emilio Hernandez. Hi, Emilio.
Hey guys, I'm here today to share with you all some stories from around campus. From April 1st to April 30th, over 40 events hosted by various departments and organizations will be held on campus to celebrate Earth Month. There are six events in this week alone. Despite the month officially starting on Tuesday, April 1st, the first event is not until April 2nd, so that must be the April Fool's joke. For the full list of dates and times, go to the Kent State University website. Tomorrow, from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., Amanda Fester, the Director of Student Accessibility Services, is answering any questions you might have about accessibility animals. These include questions about service dogs, emotional support animals, and understanding how and why these animals can help you. The event is online, and you can register on the Division of Information Technology website. An outbreak of measles has been reported in Ohio. Measles is very contagious and spreads through droplets from contact and can linger in the air for up to 2 hours. Thankfully, the Deweese Health Center is offering the vaccine. It is highly recommended that you take it, as serious complications requiring hospitalization can occur without it. If you are exposed with no proof of immunity, you must quarantine for 21 days while watching for symptoms. And that's all I have for today, folks. I'm Emilio Hernandez, and for more stories like these, go to kentstater.com.
Your first forecast on Kent Stater TV.
Hello, let's get into the first forecast with the current conditions here in Kent. Currently in Kent, it's around 42 degrees with about 98% cloud cover. It's looking pretty dreary. It's like an average Northeast Ohio day. Especially in April, it's pretty so-so. The wind is going also pretty average at about 10 miles per hour going northeast. The humidity, though, is pretty high considering how chilly it is outside. Normally when you think 46 degrees, you're not thinking, or 42 degrees, you're not thinking, oh, it's going to be 70% humidity, but that's how it's going. Looking a little bit further into tonight, around 7:30, around 7, it's going to go down to about 40, or around 41, but it's going to feel more like 35. And around 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. it'll be pretty similar at 37, but it's going to feel like 32, though the cloud cover will get less and less throughout the night. So if you really want to see the stars, stay up late, but bring a jacket with you because it's going to be feeling pretty cold. Speaking of the stars, something else that lives up there is the moon. Tonight's moon phase is a waxing crescent. So if you're really interested, I guess you can look at that. And looking a little bit farther into tomorrow on April 1st, it's going to be around 45 degrees with a low of 34, and it's going to be, again, a pretty average day. But that's all the time I have for right now. I will take a look around the state of Ohio, but for now, let's jump back to the desk.
Thank you, Jenny. Well, Nikki, today is the 31st, and that not only means the end of March, but the end of Women's History Month as well.
That's right, and Mainstream Kent put on an event to wrap up Women's Month and support local businesses. Our very own Landry Torres is here to tell us more. Hi, Landry.
Hi guys, and that is right. Over the weekend, Kent celebrated Women's Month with a market showcasing women-owned businesses. I had the chance to attend the event and speak with some of the organizers. Main Street Kent teamed up with Acorn Alley to host the Women's Month Market, a celebration of Women's History Month. Organizers say the event was designed to honor the local women-owned businesses in the city of Kent, showcasing the talents and impact of these entrepreneurs.
It was just made sense to have it during Women's Month to put it on. We host the markets, so why not make one which is all the amazing women and then be able to showcase them and get them the marketing and promotions that they need for the community, just in an open environment.
The event took place on Saturday and Sunday from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Event coordinator Nicole Joseph explains that the event took careful planning and they took measures to promote this market on social media.
It takes about a month to put them together. We put out a vendor call on our Instagram and then go through that and then figure out all the logistics, making sure we're able to use the space and then put out marketing materials and flyers around town.
While Acorn Alley and Main Street Kent have never hosted a dedicated market to celebrate Women's History Month, they have consistently focused on supporting and promoting women-owned businesses through various promotions and initiatives.
I know a lot of businesses around here have done women-themed promotions or stuff like that, but we haven't had bringing in people or getting more people downtown for it.
The event featured 18 vendors offering a variety of food, clothing, and other products. Organizers tell us that Acorn Alley plans to host a unique themed event each month, hoping to draw a younger crowd.
We're trying to bring in more of a younger crowd to the alley because I know there's an amazing nightlife, so we want to bring it in during the day, trying to get more people into the downtown Kent area.
That is all the time I have for tonight. For more stories like this, visit kentstater.com. Landry Torres, KSTV.
Thanks, Landry. Now for an update on the East Palestine train derailment. Norfolk Southern wants the rail car owners GATS and chemical manufacturer Oxyvinyls to share cost responsibility for the settlement that will benefit Ohio residents. The company is filing a $600 million class action lawsuit to accomplish this, but the suit will not change the amount residents will receive. Residents are still waiting to receive money from the initial settlement.
Record-breaking amounts of ballots are hitting in Madison, Wisconsin. Find out what's motivating these early voters this election season.
This weekend was the Fabric Pantry annual show. More on the details about the event and what was shown off on the runway.
Did you know that children growing up with poor air quality have smaller lungs and higher rates of asthma than children that grow up with good air quality? And unfortunately, poor communities have poor air quality. IQ Air Foundation is working to change this Today, the IQ Air Foundation provides filtration technology to schools with poor air quality through our Clean Air for Kids program. Our goal is to help over 50,000 school children every year breathe over 90% cleaner air indoors, helping to level the playing field, reduce barriers to learning, reduce sick days, and increase test scores. Mitigating poor air quality is key to environmental justice. Help clean air for kids reach more children at IQAirFoundation.org.
Hey, I'm worried about your parents. We need to show them how to spot phishing emails.
Agree, the scammers are out of control.
And we need to show them how to use a password manager. Plus, help them add multi-factor authentication.
Yes, we use MFA at work and it's great. Great cake. I'll use MFA to verify my purchase. Software update? Done. Time to celebrate.
For more information on how to keep yourself and those you care about safe online, go to cisa.gov/secure-our-world.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Claire, I know both you and I love fashion, and this weekend the Fabric Pantry held its annual fashion show.
The show honors art history and sustainable fashion efforts, and our reporter Hayden Cruz attended and spoke to designers and models.
Kent State's Fabric Pantry held their annual fashion show over the weekend to celebrate art history and sustainable fashion efforts.
The Fabric Pantry is a sustainable resource for all Kent State students, not just fashion design majors. We give out free fabric and supplies to everyone who joins.
The show allowed student designers to showcase their work inspired by some of their favorite art pieces in history and even to be judged to win awards.
So my favorite artist is Aya Takano, and she's a very modern designer. The amazing thing about her art is it just expresses such an amazing feeling. So I wanted to do that with patterns and beading and the makeup. I just wanted to show that very ethereal, fun vibe that comes with her art.
While enjoying the show, guests could also put in for raffle baskets and watch artists live sketch the show.
Anyone who wasn't able to attend the fashion show in person could watch it on a live stream.
Anyone could walk as a model, friends of designers, fellow students, all with varying levels of modeling experience.
It was my first time doing this, first time modeling in a show, and it was an incredible experience. I would do it again. Backstage, everyone was so supportive, asking how it felt, just building each other up, and I loved it. It was awesome.
After the show, the winners of the awards were announced, raffle baskets were given out, and an after-party began to celebrate all the success of the night. Reporting for Kent Stater TV News, I'm Hayden Cruz.
Now turning to politics, a lot is going on, as always, in the nation, like early voting in the Midwest.
To break down these political updates across the country, we have our correspondent Trinity Chapman live in studio.
Good evening, guys. From tariffs to Senate races, politics in America are on a rise, and I'm here to update you all about it. Let's get right into it. Residents in Madison, Wisconsin took advantage of early voting this past Saturday ahead of Tuesday's spring election. The high-stakes Supreme Court race is one reason why voters are weighing in on voting days early. This race is set to decide ideological control of the battleground state's high court. With ballots coming in steadily, the race is continuously breaking records. President Donald Trump's reciprocal tariffs are set to start Wednesday. Americans are also rushing to purchase cars before potential price hikes from a 25% auto tariff that is set to start Thursday. Trump says he, quote, could care less, end quote, if car prices arise. Although U.S. companies will have to pay off tariffs, experts suspect that would likely raise prices for consumers and create unsteady demands. Earlier today, the Supreme Court heard arguments whether states may tax Catholic charities and religiously affiliated groups. At least 5 religious organizations have argued that Wisconsin has violated their rights by denying exemptions from taxes. As of right now, the Supreme Court seemed to be leaning towards the side of the Catholic charities. However, a decision has yet to be made. That's all the political news I have for you tonight. For more stories and updates, visit kentstater.com. For Kent Stater TV, I'm Trinity Chapman.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
Thank you, Trinity. Southern regions are bracing for severe weather. States starting from Louisiana to Georgia are under thunderstorm watch. Louisiana, in addition to Mississippi and Alabama, could potentially see flash flooding. As Luke Combs sang, there ain't no love in Oklahoma, as there seems to be some severe winds as well. All these weather threats could happen today and could take a toll on 800 million people. Well, Claire, all these southern weather watches makes me wonder, what's the weather look like across Ohio?
Yeah, you aren't wrong, and for these updates, we turn to our weather anchor, Jenny Zaborowski.
Jenny, can we expect some love in Ohio?
Thanks, Nikki and Claire. We do have some interesting things happening around the state. I'm not sure if I'd call it love, but, you know, something's happening. Starting in Cincy, in Cincinnati, Columbus, and Athens, and the surrounding kind of areas in the surrounding states, there's actually going to be a flood watch from Wednesday to Sunday this week later on. So just keep yourself aware of that if you're in that area. But it's looking like there is some variation, but not too much, staying 50s, low 40s in Athens, but still pretty consistent in that area. Looking a little bit more east towards Pittsburgh, it's looking like it's about 48 degrees. In Akron-Canton, it's about 52, and in Toledo, it's about 46. If we look a little bit closer into the Akron-Canton area, up in Ashtabula and Cleveland, they're again pretty similar, but there was a small craft advisory which ended earlier today. Sandusky is even warmer at 59. Mansfield is a little bit cooler at 57. Worcester, Akron, Canton, and Kent all are getting a little bit cooler, and also Youngstown even cooler at 51. But now looking a little bit further into this week and next, we are going to have some actual variation in the weather. So starting tomorrow, it's going to be pretty samey, pretty cloudy, and then on Wednesday we actually have a chance of thunderstorms with pretty high winds around 18 miles per hour. On Thursday we're going to have pretty steady rain throughout the day. On Friday we're going to have rain, but it's mostly going to be in the night. On Saturday we're going to have pretty heavy rain throughout the day, which will accumulate to about an inch. And on Sunday, we're going to have rain at the start of the day, and then at the end, it'll start to turn into some sleet and snow. And then on Monday, it's going to be mostly cloudy, and then as the night goes on, it's going to get more and more cloudy. It's also going to drop down to 28 degrees. But make sure to grab an umbrella or a raincoat and hold on to your hats when you're heading out this week. I'm Jenny Zaborowski, and let's head back to Claire at the desk.
A 7.7 magnitude earthquake hit in Mandalay, Myanmar this past Friday, following a 5.1 magnitude aftershock on Sunday. In total, 1,644 people have been killed and 3,408 have been injured. The search for survivors has been conducted mostly by locals with no heavy aid equipment. It has been reported that other countries have sent relief efforts and rescue teams.
Going to France, far-right leader Marine Le Pen has been banned from running for elected office for 5 years. Le Pen's sentence comes after she was found guilty of embezzling European funds in a court decision announced this morning. In addition to being eligible for public office, she'll have 2 years of suspended sentence and 2-year home sentence, but she plans to appeal all these charges.
A group of 4 passengers is set to launch tonight on a SpaceX capsule. More details on the trip and what the mission is.
The Cleveland Guardians took their season opening series 2-1 over the division rival Royals. We'll see how they won the rubber match and more when we come back.
Can you help me?
Mom, Dad, we're going out.
Thank you.
Oh, look, they're playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You heard him, organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Okay, here we go, throw it!
Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Hello everyone, I'm Maddox Miller, and on the last weekend of March we had plenty of sports action to sort through. So let's get started on the diamond, where the Kent State baseball team completed a series sweep of the Toledo Rockets yesterday. The home series was capped off by a 6-2 Flashes win to improve to 7-2 in MAC play. Senior outfielder Jake Casey led the way for Kent State, knocking in 3 RBIs, including a 2-run home run. Junior pitcher Rocco Bernardina helped quiet the Rockets' offense, pitching 5 scoreless innings with 7 strikeouts. Next up for the Golden Flashes will be a home game against Mercyhurst tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Looking ahead, the Kent State softball team will head out to Athens tomorrow for a doubleheader against Ohio. The Flashes will be trying to snap an 8-game losing streak and pick up their first conference win. To do so, the Golden Flashes will have to lean on the bat of Delaney Robeson, who leads the team with 27 RBIs. The first game is scheduled to start at 1 o'clock, and the second slated for a 3 o'clock start, with both games streaming on ESPN+. Now moving to the court, the Cleveland Cavaliers reached 60 wins for the 3rd time ever in franchise history, with a 127-122 win over the Los Angeles Clippers last night. Jared Allen led the way with a 25-point double-double. Next up for Cleveland will be a game against the New York Knicks on Wednesday at 7 o'clock. We're going to wrap things up in Kansas City, where the Guardians took on the Royals in a rubber match. In the top of the second, tied at 0 apiece, Gabriel Arias would hit this sac fly out to right field, and Carlos Correa would race his way home, evading the tag to put Cleveland up 1-0. We would head to the top of the 5th, where Kyle Manzardo, who's been having a heck of a series, would hit his 2nd home run of the series. He hit 1 in Game 1. This would be a 2-run shot to send Cleveland up 3-0. And in the top of the 6th, it would be Arias, not needing a sacrifice this time, as he hits a line drive out of right field, putting Cleveland up 4-0. Up 4-0 in the same inning, Stephen Kwan would beat the double play here to get an RBI home. Cleveland up 5-0 out. It's looking like a rout. And Daniel Schneemann, who had worked 3 walks in this game, would finally get his due as he hits one out to that right field that has been pummeled today, putting Cleveland up 6-0. And the bottom of the 9th, 6-2, Emmanuel Clase would strike out Bobby Witt to give Cleveland a 6-2 victory to improve to 2-1 on the season. And for all things sports and more, tune into Sports Corner tonight at 8 and check us out at kentstater.com. For KSTV, I'm Maddox Miller.
morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Tonight, a cryptocurrency billionaire, Chung Wang, will be joined by 3 explorers, including a Norwegian film director, an Australian adventurer, and a German robotics researcher on a SpaceX mission. The crew is expected to spend 3 to 5 days in space with a purpose to gather health data. They are expected to launch in Florida and land off the coast of California when they return. Well, we do have a birthday in the house. It is Nikki's 21st birthday today. Happy birthday, Nikki.
Thank you, and thank you for everyone wishing me birthday wishes. I'm looking at our prompter and it says Nikki B-Day right there.
Do you have any plans?
Not today, really, because it's a Monday. But we were talking about how this weekend was kind of like a birthday weekend where basically we had a bunch of celebrations. That's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for joining us.
For these stories and more, check out KentStater.com and our socials at KentStater. For KSTV, I'm Claire Duber.
And I'm Nikki Gajewski. Have a great night, Portage County.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine. And I think we have this like deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, you know, it's gonna be cool. She's my superhero.
Good job, Kit Kat.
When we adopted Lucky, we discovered